Hi, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a splurge or save makeup edition. In this video, I'm going to help you get the most out of your beauty budget by helping you make decisions about where to invest your money and where you can save. So I'll be going through all the different types of products that you put on your face and saying if you should save or you should splurge. And when I say save, that means it's a product that you could go into like Target or Walmart or CVS to purchase, whereas splurge means you would shop somewhere else like Sephora, Credo, Nordstrom, that type of thing. If that sounds like a good time to you, go ahead and settle in. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Holly. I'm a lifestyle blogger, but here on YouTube, I stick to beauty, fashion, and self-care. If those things sound good to you, consider subscribing. I'd love to have you in the family, but we're going to jump right into the video. Right now, everything is about looking dewy, having a glow from within when you're finished with your makeup look. And one way to achieve that is through an illuminating base. And in this category, I'm going to recommend that you splurge. One of the reasons why I suggest you splurge on an illuminating base is so that you can get a tone that works for your skin tone. A lot of times the drugstore versions maybe have one or two shades and that's it. Some of them are like over the top glowy. Some of them, after you put your makeup on, they're not that great. So one of the products that I would suggest is, of course, the standard Hollywood Flawless filter from Charlotte Tilbury. If you're looking for something with more skincare benefits, you could look into the Auric product, and then also like Lisa Eldridge has one. These are just going to really help not only give you a glowy look, but because you can get them in a variety of colors, you can make sure that the glow looks good with your skin tone. So I'm gonna say splurge on illuminating base primers. Just a warning, we do have a bit of a splurge section right here. When it comes to foundation, I'm also going to suggest splurging. And a lot of this has to do with the fact that high-end foundations are going to have a wider shade range. So if you're someone who's extremely pale, or if you're a person of color, you're going to have better luck finding a shade that's going to match you with a splurge or higher priced foundation. And even if you're someone like me, like you're not very fair, sometimes it can be hard to find the correct undertone for your foundation at the drugstore. So I'm going to suggest splurging. Some formulations that I highly recommend are like the MAC Face and Body. This is a radiant but like light coverage. I also really like the Lancome Tint Idole if you want a matte full coverage. And then if you're looking for something kind of medium coverage, Shiseido has a really great foundation as well. I'm going to link all of these below so you can check them out. And they all come in really great color ranges so that you know you can find a match for your skin tone. We're on a roll with the splurges because I'm going to recommend investing in a good concealer. I think it's important to find a concealer that's going to look good with your skin tone, that isn't going to be dry, it isn't going to be cakey, and you're going to have better luck finding something that's going to look good if you make an investment. And because you don't usually use a ton of concealer, you can get away with it because one tube is going to last you a very long time. This one I really like. It's a sheer coverage. It's by Milk. I also really enjoy the Kosas Revealer Concealer. That's a really great one. Now, if you're going to go the drugstore route for concealer, because there are some good concealers, there's the option like the e.l.f. Camo Concealer is a really nice one. And then the, what's the name of it? The Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. That's also a really great drugstore concealer if you absolutely have to save on the concealer section. Now we're going to move on to like blush, highlighter, bronzer, and like finishing powder. and this is my first save, and that is blush. I have the blush from LA Girl, Just Blushing. I think I paid like $3 for this. They have like a ton of different shades. You can find it at Ulta, you can find it on Amazon. It's super affordable. It's really nice. Other drugstore blushes that are great are like the Milani Baked blush. Like, that's a really awesome blush. You can't go wrong with the Milani blush. It's a little bit more expensive than the LA Girl, but still fairly affordable. With the popularity of dewy bases, you know, really glowy foundations, glowy blushes, highlighters have kind of taken a back seat, and they're not as popular as they once were. However, if you're still interested in purchasing a highlighter, this is a good place to save. There's tons of really great highlighters on the market, and one that I highly suggest is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow. It comes in a variety of shades so that you can find the right one for your skin tone. It's very nice, but not overly blinding as far as a highlighter, and it's actually a dupe for an old Dior highlighter, and it was like $6. We are back to a splurge item, and I'm gonna say for bronzer that you should splurge. And a lot of this has to do with the fact that drugstore bronzers tend to be very orange. On top of that, if you are extremely pale or if you have an extremely dark skin tone, the drugstore is not going to offer a lot of shade options. Also, high-end, you can have matte bronzers, you can have dewy bronzers, you can have all sorts of different kinds of bronzers. And if you're going to contour, like if you're a contour person, I'm going to suggest splurging as well. My favorite bronzer is the Fenty bronzer. It is the Cheeks Out. I have it in the shade Butter Biscuit. If you're interested in contouring as well, I would highly suggest the Patrick Ta duo because it has the contour and the powder in it. I think it's like $38, which is essentially 2 products. So that makes it actually very affordable, and it's also a really great formula. With the dewy look that everyone's raving about, setting powders have also taken a back seat, but sometimes you can do it too much, right? And you can look a little oily, and so you want to have a good setting powder. I'm going to have to say that you need to splurge on the setting powder, because the last thing you want to do is have a beautiful face of makeup and put a setting powder on that's going to ruin your look. That will make you look too cakey, or it's going to completely wipe away any of the glow that you have, as well as you don't want it to be a mismatch in color if you're not going to be using a translucent setting powder. The one that I like the most is the Kosas. This is the Cloud Set. This is just a mini size. I really enjoy this because it brings the dew down a notch, but yet it is kind of got a glowy, like blurring quality to it. I've heard good things about a drugstore powder, the No. 7 powder, which is supposed to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury, but I haven't tried that, so I can't attest to whether or not it's worth purchasing. But I do know that this is for sure worth purchasing. If you're interested in a very matte look, you could go with like the Laura Mercier setting powder as well. But yes, powder is definitely a splurge item. Next, on to eye products, and we're going to start with eyebrow pencil. And this is hands down an absolute save product. If you're someone who fills your eyebrows in every single day, you're going to go through eyebrow pencil at an alarming rate. And if you're paying $20-something, $30-something for a high-end version, you're going to be shelling out a ton of money for eyebrow pencil. And that's just not necessary because there's so many good ones available at the drugstore. And one of my favorite ones is this one from NYX. It is supposed to be a dupe for the ABH pencil. It comes in a pretty good range of colors. I'm trying to think, there's another one that is really good. Maybelline Ultra Slim Defining Pencil is also another great option. I prefer the NYX, but the Maybelline one is also good. This next one is probably going to surprise you a little bit, just because there's so many of this particular product at the drugstore, but I'm going to say you need to splurge on eyeshadow. And the reason why I think you should splurge on eyeshadow is because more expensive eyeshadow tends to blend out better without blending away. There's also really great colors, really great formulations. You're going to find everything from mattes, satins, duochromes, trichromes, and you're not going to be able to find that at the drugstore. And one great thing about palettes is they last a very long time. So if you find a palette that works for you, it's a really great investment because you're going to get a lot of use out of it. And it's going to last a long time, even if it's like the only eyeshadow palette that you have. And I think that makes it well worth it to splurge on eyeshadow. We're going to move on to eyeliner. Eyeliner has taken over. A lot of times it was like, oh, are you a pencil person? Are you a felt tip person? Do you use liquid? But now eyeliner has just exploded. And that has a lot to do with the fact that we couldn't wear lipstick for a long time. And so people were getting more creative with their eye looks, and that meant lots of eyeliner. And I'm going to say that you should save when it comes to eyeliners. There are so many good eyeliners. My go-to though for eyeliner is NYX. Like if you want a liquid eyeliner, if you want a felt tip eyeliner, if you want a pencil eyeliner, if you want a black eyeliner, if you want funky colors, like NYX has such great eyeliners. And if you're going to be doing something like super trendy, like you're wanting to do like a turquoise line, or if you're wanting to do like rainbow color eyeliner, like the whole entire rainbow on your eye, you might not want to invest $28 an eyeliner, right? Times 7, that's a lot of money. And especially since that kind of trend is pretty short-lived, so you're going to have a ton of eyeliners that you're probably not going to end up using. So if you're going to stay on trend, you're going to do the colorful eyeliner thing, or even if you're just going to do a classic eyeliner, it's a great opportunity to save some money. Now we're going to talk about mascara, and this is a complicated one because I have a history with high-end mascaras. In fact, I have a very popular blog post that's about the high-end mascaras that are worth the splurge. And I definitely stand by those mascaras as being really great. But for the most part, I'm going to say save when it comes to mascaras. You go to Target, you go to Walmart, you go to Ulta, CVS, there are more mascara types than you can count. And a lot of them are really, really great. Especially you use mascara every single day, right? You go through it a lot, and it's hard to invest like $24 in a mascara, especially since they expire, they dry up. So it makes sense to purchase one that's like $8 or $9. Granted, drugstore mascara is getting up there. There's like some of them are like $14, $15. This one that I really enjoy is the Bambi Eye mascara. I'm gonna show you the wand. It does have a pretty flexible wand. You know, it kind of moves when you apply pressure to it. But that really helps with the Bambi Eye effect. There's tons of other great drugstore mascaras, like I mentioned, and I actually have another blog post where I talk about the best drugstore mascaras, and I'm actually going to link that below so that you can reference that if you would like. Now we're at the lips, and we're going to talk about lip balms, lip liners, lip glosses, and lipsticks. It's a ton of lip products I could have gone on, but this covers the majority of the products. We're going to start first with tinted lip balms. I love a nice tinted lip balm. I may have ordered the Gucci one from Sephora. I might have some YSL lip balms, so I know a thing or two about luxury lip balms. And I have to say that I think you should save. And this is why. These products from e.l.f., these are like the hydrating lip core, are $6. And I own 3 of them. In fact, I want like all 8 colors if we're gonna be completely honest. And at $6, you could totally do that. That might not be the best idea, but you could, and you wouldn't be completely broke. These tinted lip balms are amazing. They're so easy. You just put them on. You don't need a mirror. You don't need a lip liner. You don't need anything. They don't stay on very long. So you are going to be applying them quite frequently. And at $6, that's okay. While I suggest saving on lip balms, I do have to say you should splurge on lip gloss. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but there's nothing worse than putting on a lip gloss that is ooey and gooey and sticky, and you're just like got strings of lip gloss and your hair gets stuck in it. No, we don't have time for that. This is probably my favorite lip gloss. It is from McGrath Labs. Here's the thing. I went on their website and it was 50% off, and I got this for $14. $14. Like, that is the price of a lot of like higher priced drugstore. So why would you get an inferior lip gloss at the drugstore if you could have a McGrath Labs for $14? This is such a beautiful color. It applies nicely, and there's no stickiness. Not a sticky in sight. So lip gloss, I'm going to say splurge. We're going to stay on the splurge train, and I'm going to recommend splurging on lip liner. Now, I know some of you are like, what? Are you for real? And I'm going to say yes, you want to splurge on your lip liner. And the reason is color choice. When you are shopping at like Makeup Forever, Victoria Beckham, MAC, Urban Decay, there's going to be a ton of choices for lip liner, which means you're going to get a great match to whatever lipstick you're wearing. And if you're wanting to go like skin tone or like nude lips, you're going to find better matches at the higher end price point than you are at the drugstore. And that's just the truth of it. Because the drugstore tends to cater to people like me, you know, people who have fair to light skin, not super fair, not super dark. So if you're wanting to make sure you get the best color options in lip liner, it has to be a splurge. Now we're at the last product, lipsticks, and you may think you know what I'm gonna say, but I might surprise you on this one, and I'm gonna say save. There are so many great lipstick formulas at the drugstore. So many. You have mattes, you have liquids, you have pencils, you have shines, you have ultra shines. There's dupes galore. Like this one is a dupe for a Charlotte Tilbury. And this is from Essence. And it was like $3. These are the 3 I grabbed. Just like I was like, oh, let me just grab some drugstore lipsticks, because there's just so many great options. And lipstick is a product that sometimes you want to test things out that are outside of your comfort zone. Like if I'm gonna try a berry lipstick, I'm not paying $42 for a Dior berry lipstick. I'm gonna try a $5 berry lipstick to see if it's something that I can pull off, right? And maybe I don't want to invest. Maybe I want a berry lipstick for like some party I'm going to in make-believe world. And I just want a berry lipstick for that day. I'm not going to invest. I'm going to save. And I suggest you save. The formulas have come such a long way. You're going to find long-wearing formulas. You're going to find easy-to-apply formulas. As I mentioned, everything under the sun, lipstick-wise, is available at the drugstore. So there you go. That is my splurge or save makeup edition. I hope this helps you as you make decisions about what to add to your makeup collection so that you can get the most bang from your buck. And if you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And until next time.